So this is going to be a 3-part video series on my add-ons I use for World of Warcraft. Some players have asked that I make a video about the add-ons. This is kind of be easy, and then eventually it's going to get advanced when we look at demonology and how to use Weakauras to develop some cooldown management for that. Let's take a look at how do I get my add-ons. So a little history is that I used to go to basically Cursed Forge, which is right here, and we can actually look at this, and this has tons and tons of add-ons. cursedforge.com. All these links will be in the description of all the videos, so check them out. And this is how I find, if I want to find particular add-ons on all types of things for this particular game. But Cursed ended up merging with Twitch. Here we go. So you can actually see me. I downloaded the desktop application, and now I go to mods, and I can actually see all the games sort of supported by this Twitch app, like Elder Scrolls Online. I have a video on that for my add-ons, I think, that I used to use. And then now that's changed. We have Twitch app here, and I go into World of Warcraft, and this is how you actually easily update your add-ons with a one-click ability. It's really nice. Just going to minimize this, and this is also a way for you to search through it. We're going to look through the add-ons that I currently use and how I clean up my user interface, and we're just going to kind of go down them one by one and through it. I'm going to describe some of the ones I don't use, some of the ones I do use. So I just hit escape, I go to add-ons. Let's take a look at the one I use right now. The first one I use is Doom Shards. And then let's take a look at that. I go Doom Shards. So I've downloaded it through the Twitch application, which I got through cursedforge.com. You can download the app, the add-ons there. I type in /Doom Shards. It brings up this. Doom Shards is, it's basically this thing right here, and I can show you the test mode of it and kind of how it looks. It just creates just these little purple things. It sort of replaces the default Doom Shards that the Blizzard UI has. And I'm just going to turn test mode off. And that is how I create that. I increase the height of the Doom Shards to 18, and then the width is just the standard 32. And you can actually change how you can track certain things. You can track Doom, Destruction, Shadowburn, Agony. You can track certain things. So what I'm doing, the reason why Doom Shards is really nice is when I cast Agony on this target dummy here, it'll actually show me, you'll see a countdown here on when my next shard is taking. 3, 2, 1. You'll see yep, there it is. And so the next one's coming in, and it actually pushes this icon out and actually shows me how many shards I'm getting. So if I cast this on multiple targets, it'll actually show you that, and it's a way for you to manage your shards across all your particular classes of specializations as a warlock. So that's a really nice add-on to get. Healers Have to Die is a nice add-on, and it was not up to date before. It was a little buggy, so I removed it. I think it works. What happens is if a healer is healing in a battleground, a little icon will show up next to their name. It'll actually show you that they're a healer, so it allows you to focus your attention on them. OmniCC is a great add-on. It allows us to see cooldowns on our status bar, on our action bars here, as well as in Weakauras. And I'm going to show you that in a second here. So you can see these two little icons showed up. If I cast Phantom Singularity, you'll see the cooldown actually shows up in seconds next to my character, which is really nice. It just adds a cooldown mechanic, and it also is on my action bar down here. Shadow Unit Frames is a really good one. I type in /SUF to activate it. Again, I downloaded Shadow Unit Frames using the Twitch application or going to cursedforge.com and searching for the mods in the World of Warcraft section there. But I've typed /SUF, and I find Shadow Unit Frames. And what it does is it cleans up the UI a lot. I moved my player thing here and my target one here, let's enable it, and you can actually see all the, if I unclick lock frames, you can actually see all of them. The boss mods are over here. I think I disabled the party members, so I don't really need to see them. I'm not a healer, so I don't need to see it. My pet is right here. My target of target is here. My focus target is down here. And then you can see my target of my focus target. It also, it just makes it interesting. It adds sometimes a cast bar. We can change and modify lots of things here. And I'll just show you that quickly. You can enable or disable a portrait. I've disabled it here. And for the target, I just want a class icon for the target. And then I can customize a lot more things. The scale of this particular, if I wanted to make it bigger or smaller, I can. And I can also enable his cast bar. I can enable a cast bar to show, okay, what is he casting here? Is he casting anything? But I already have that next to his name with Quartz, I believe, so we can actually see him casting stuff. That's pretty awesome. Shadow Unit Frames is great. Quartz is a really awesome add-on that I use. If I type in Quartz, this is another one, Quartz 3. We can toggle lock the bar. I just hit OK here. And we can actually, what it does, it brings up an awesome, several bars. What our pet is casting, what our focus target is casting, when our target is casting, and when I'm casting. I type in / Shadow Unit Frames, because that's another one I use. And I'm going to now see, I want to unlock those frames. And I put that target bar right next to the target. I just want to show you that. So that's when my target is casting something that allows me to counterspell them very easily. I can see when they're, or if I'm creating a focus target, I can also counterspell that focus target pretty easily. It's pretty nice. But let's customize our Quartz bar a little bit. I just want to show you this. Really pretty awesome. We're changing the player one, and we can change the font. We can change so many other things, but I really just want to change the background of this. It's pretty cool. So say you play like a Frost Mage, we can actually make this like a Frost background. I have it to Runes, or you could have it to Threat Plates bar. It ties into a lot of things. The Raid bar, the Heal bot, you know, ton of aluminum, you know, Pearl, which is really cool. Runes is pretty sweet. And we can also change the width and the height. So when I cast like Unstable Affliction, you can actually see a little bit of the runes there, which is pretty sweet. And I can actually increase that bar if I wanted to make it more pronounced, but it's okay. We don't need to do that. I just want to show you this Quartz thing real quick. Let's take a look at the next one. The next one we have is Tidy Plates, Threat Plates. So I was messing around with this a bit. Tidy Plates is busted right now. It doesn't work. It doesn't allow the drop icons. It's just been, that sometimes happens with mods, is that the original creator of the mod no longer is working on it or maintaining it. Sometimes other people in the community will improve or maintain it. In this case, the answer is no, it was not improved. So, but Threat ones allows us to change the nameplates above this, so you can see where the Rebellious Wrathguard here, and he has, we can see the cooldowns above his name, which is just easy for me to do that. And with Shadow Unit Frames, I can also see it here, so there's a little bit of redundancy. Again, it's small, it's not that big, because mentally I'm so into it. Okay, so I see it 5, 4, 3, I cast that again, I cast that again, and I get the one ability where, you know, with Warlocks, they increase the amount of stacks or whatever, the duration of it not being on there. And I just kind of, it's mental for me. It's not a big deal, but I can see the cooldowns above him, and it also makes a particular color above their nameplate. I think this one's gray, so it means the character is neutral. It also tells me they're level 112, which is really nice, and the percent HP that they're at. If I want to see their total HP, we'll look at right here. I can see this character, for instance, has 111 million HP using Shadow Unit Frames. Let's continue with our add-ons. So we just covered Tidy Plates. Weakauras 2, I'm going to talk about that in a separate video in more detail, and but I'm going to talk to you a little bit about it right now. So I'm not in combat with this guy, but I cast a spell. Now I'm in combat, and guess what? These two little icons, Phantom Singularity and Curse Fragility, popped up. I'm out of combat, it disappeared, but I'm going to stay in combat. Now I cast Phantom Singularity and the cooldown pops up, so it lets me know it. So I'm not very good at managing Phantom Singularity sometimes, but I want to improve myself as a player to use Phantom Singularity. You don't want to be a stupid orc, man. You want to be a smart orc. Be a smart orc like me. So we're going to use Weakauras. I'm going to show you guys that in the next video, in this video series, on how to use some of the basic stuff for that, especially if you're an Affliction Warlock. But if you're another class, it still helps you quite a bit. I've typed /devua. It brings up the Weakauras thing. I have these in a group called Affliction. It only pops up when I'm an Affliction Warlock. And when I'm for Phantom Singularity, you can actually see the icon there. And I'm going to show you how to import all that. So I have a lot more add-ons, and I'm just going to kind of talk to you about some of them that I have used in the past. And feel free to download and play with them yourselves. And I'm going to just describe some of them really well. Some of them are just out of date, and they don't work. Like Doom Shards is out of date, but it still kind of works still. So Announce Interrupts is a great one if you want to tell people around you that you've been stunned by a rogue. Your character will say or yell, hey, I've been stunned by this character using this ability. That's great. Battleground Targets was an awesome ability. I think it doesn't work anymore. It basically brought up the other team when you're in a battleground, and what types of classes they were playing as and who their healer was. So it gives you more information. So I can see their whole there'll be a unit frame that'll pop up down here, and it'll actually say, hey, again, it's not needed, but it helps you out. Again, it just helps you out, gives you a bigger advantage. But again, it's a helpful way for you to say, how many healers do they have? How many of this do they have? So that's really helpful. Big debuffs was a way to increase, see this corruption ability above the Rebellious Wrath Guard. It's a way to increase the size of that over the standard nameplate. There's a Doom Countdown Pulse. I tried this. I don't remember what it does. Fly plate buffs. A similar nameplate thing that pairs with big debuffs. Again, try it out if you want to. There's some Gladius, which is really powerful for gladiators. If you want to do arena, that'll help you out quite a bit. It'll actually tell you, it'll whisper something in your ear when they use an ability. And with lots and lots of practice, you can learn how to play around certain abilities. Another nameplate add-on here with Koi nameplates. Milk scrolling combat text was a way for me to see how this thing is ticking above this guy's the NPC's head here, the damage. Well, instead I could have it scroll out to the left and right of my character. Healing could be on the left side, damage could be on the right side, and it could or damage taken on the inside or on the right side, damage out on the right side, and I remove all the healing as a warlock. But I like Blizzard's standard way of doing it, so I removed milk scrolling combat text. Nug combo bar is more an advanced combo bar. I think it's mostly used for rogues, but you can also use it as warlocks for your shard management. Recount is a way for you to see PvE damage, how many people are doing damage, what's their DPS, etc. Release Me is a broken add-on that was used for BGs, where you would automatically release when you died. Just boom, instantly release you, so you wouldn't miss a graveyard res. Say Stuns is another good one that, again, that's the one where it says, like, okay, if I get stunned. Announce Interrupts is, you'll say, oh, okay, I interrupted this person. I interrupted that, I interrupted this, and I don't need to scream it out, because when you start screaming stuff out, it brings attention to yourself, and I don't want that. Scata is another way to announce basically a PvE mod to say it's like Recount. Some people like Scata more than Recount. Z-Pets was a mod I used for Demonology, and I could probably go into that when we go into our Demonology video, which will be the third one. Deadly Boss Mods is a really powerful mod for PvE. It's pretty much a must for anybody who's doing any type of raid content. Will actually, or even good Mythic plus Dungeons, will actually announce certain things. So it's pretty much a must that you pick that up. for deadly boss mods. They do a great job upgrading it. You can see how many for all the dungeons and demons and things that'll help save your life. It'll tell you when to interrupt. If you're a tank, it'll tell you to do this. It's really, really smart. The developers behind that are really smart. Thanks for watching this video. The next video, we're going to go into Weakauras a little bit and describe how to set up some basic cooldowns and why I'm going to use Weakauras. Thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next video.